Hi y'all, I'm Chase, and this is my 2013 Dyna Fat Bob with a 103. It's actually known as Mary Jane. Today's video is going to be about riding in Ohio. It is now September. August days were high 90s, and today it is 72 degrees. Before, this was my limit. I don't know what most people's limits are, at least when it comes to an unfaired bike, but 70 was about my limit. Mostly because all that wind hitting you directly in the chest is cooling your core temperature very, very fast. So you start feeling fatigued and tired and worn out a lot quicker. It's not just the wind beating you and you leaning forward and trying to brace yourself against the wind. It's also the cold. So, but ever since I got the fairing, well, last year I had a windshield that came with the bike. That is now gone. I'm having my buddy sell it for me on eBay. I tried it out and I liked how it took the wind off my chest, but the problem was it was giving me bobblehead like no tomorrow. Bringing that hammer down. Whew. Definitely faster than my Audi was. Anyways, but I did like how it took the wind off my chest. I didn't feel so fatigued as I did when I would ride my Sportster, even if it was a warm, sunny, decent day. The wind just beating me in the chest, and any kind of long trip, it would just kill me. So when I got this bike, that was one of the things I was looking for. I wanted a bike that I could easily put a fairing or maybe even a windshield. I don't like the way the windshields look. They don't cut through the air as well, and that was one of the things I didn't like about the windshield that came with this. It was like putting a big huge sail on a bike, you know, like a sailboat. And anytime I got a crosswind, it wanted to push the bike one way or the other, whichever way the wind was coming from, either left or right. It would try to push me to the opposite side, and I did not like that. With this, the Road Warrior, it cuts through the air. I don't have that push from side to side that I get if there's a crosswind. Also, it was a lot more, you know, adjustable, as in, if I want, I can just order another windshield. I can order it as tall as I want. This is the 13-inch. Now, I am about 6'1", so where it is right now, it literally throws the wind just over the top of my helmet. So I still get a little bit, a touch of wind on the top of my helmet, but it's a lot better than what it used to be, and I didn't want the windshield where it would be another 2 inches and it would be in my field of vision. Also, my windshield is a 13, but it's up higher, probably an inch, than most Road Warrior fairings are, because their extension block actually lowers the windshield. So I actually found a nut that worked perfectly as a spacer that was literally about an inch. So that worked perfectly for me. It got the fairing up and the headlight up. I think it looks better too, but I guess that's subjective. But with a 13-inch windshield and that inch rise, that extra rise that I got, my clamps are literally at the top of my forks, touching, you know, the top of the triple tree clamps. So they're up pretty high, which is fine. I think it looks better that way, but when you're riding in Ohio and the temperature drops, and it does suddenly sometimes, especially at night, 72 degrees turns into 50 very fast. And that's pretty cold, especially on any bike, even a Harley. But yeah, that is the main thing that I did to the bike to make it more, I don't know, rideable for just a little bit longer. Last year, October, we got our first snow. So I am literally on the West Virginia-Ohio border. So right here around Wheeling. So we get our first snow. Usually it was November. Now it's October for the last few years. I guess the solar maximum has turned into a solar minimum. We had a cooler year this year than we did last year, and last year was a cooler year than the year before. So we had a lot more rain this year too. I didn't get to ride as much on this as I did the year before on my Sportster. So, but it gets cold quick here in Ohio especially after September, and even in September we've had snow. I mean, when I was a little kid, we got snow in September a couple times. So, it's not like it can't happen. But when you're riding in Ohio, the temperature just drops very quickly when it starts to get near dusk. So having a windscreen or a fairing helps quite a bit. Plus, it's aesthetically pleasing. I like the way the bikes look with the quarter fairing or Road Warrior fairing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it's a quarter fairing. It's not quite a full fairing. There's a Sharknado fairing I kind of like from, who was that? I can't remember. Somebody came up with something called a Sharknado fairing. They only make it for the Fat Bob Softails. I wish they made one for this, because that would be sweet. I would probably buy it. So, when it comes to riding in Ohio, you kind of have to plan ahead, and that's another thing you have to worry about is how cold you're going to get. So, most guys don't ride with a coat on because it just gets too damn hot. During the summertime, we can see up to 100 degrees, so it's not like that's out of the realm of possibility. But right now, this time of year, most guys grab a coat. Well, riding around with a coat when it gets too hot, well, you don't have anywhere to put it. So that's the other thing I did to make it easier for me to ride when it gets a little bit colder. But I didn't really do it to this bike. I did it to my my Sportster. Was I wanted bags for my bike, because being able to carry a coat and not have to wear it makes a big difference. Now, I know there's other things I could get. I know there's like a bikini leather cover that goes over the crash bar, and that would cut some wind off your legs. I'm not going to do that. Cleaning my bike is already enough of a pain in the ass, and I don't want to add something else that I have to clean. So, but I guess there's more you can do. They also make, for, Dynas, they do make a Batwing fairing for them. And then, of course, they have the FXR-T fairings, which are, well, they're just hot stuff. I'd like to get one of those, but man, they're expensive. It's like $1,000 plus mounting it. I mean, you're probably looking at like $2,000. It's a lot of money. So maybe if I stop liking the fairing, the Road Warrior fairing, I doubt I'll stop liking it. But if I did, maybe then, but at this point in time, I like the Road Warrior fairing just fine. I like it a lot, in fact. But there's probably other things I'm not thinking of right now to make it so you can ride a little bit longer when you live in a place like Ohio. I know guys up in Michigan have the same problem, Indiana, Pennsylvania. So, you know, this whole area is, you know, it gets cold quick sometimes, and sometimes you can ride all the way into November. One year it was warm in December, and I got my Sportster out and went for a ride in the middle of December. It was about 72 degrees. It was a nice damn day. So riding in Ohio, that's what you have to put up with. You know, it's not like out in California or Arizona or, you know, Florida, maybe Louisiana, places like that where you can ride all year round or very close to it. Being warm in the rain and being cold in the rain, there's two different things. I mean, if it's raining and it's warm out, it's not so bad, but if it's raining and it's cold, that will really start to suck pretty quick. But I guess I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot, hand guards. You can get the hand guards. I've been thinking about it, but I don't know if I really want hand guards. At that point, it starts to look like everybody else's Dyna, and I kind of like mine the way it is. There's a reason why I picked the Fat Bob, because it doesn't look like all the other Harleys. I like the new Fat Bob too. I just a weirdo, I guess. I like the way stuff looks when it's not like everything else. You know, if you look at cars today, everything looks like everything else, and that's just terrible. But everybody, you know, has a Dyna, but not everybody has the Fat Bob. Plus, this one came with the 5-gallon tank, so you don't have to stop as often. But yeah, have you done anything to your bikes, maybe to make it better for touring or riding? Touring, or I guess riding in the cold or in colder temperatures? I'm pretty happy with my bike right now, so I don't think I'll be making many changes to it in the future. I may have to get a new exhaust. I'm not sure. This Vance & Hines exhaust, it's got a couple of problems. So I'm not entirely happy with it. Maybe I'll make a video about that at some point. But I guess this is going to be the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, flick that ding-a-ling if you want to be notified of any new videos I come out with. And bye, y'all.